Today, I'm going to debunk 3 of the biggest polyamory myths so you understand what to look out for if you want to try this alternative relationship practice. You're going to learn the most common misconceptions about opening up your relationship and how to save you and your partner a world of hurt and misery. Hi, it's Gabrielle, and for over 12 years I've been a licensed professional counselor and relationship expert in private practice in Boulder, Colorado. And my practice is grounded in the science of what makes relationships work. If you're enjoying what you learn in this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. Just click on the subscribe button right here. If you're enjoying this video, please give it a like and share it. And please go to thepowercoupleformula.com for lots more information about how to build an amazing relationship, and powercoupleseducation.com to stay connected. Okay, let's dive in. If you watched my previous video on polyamory called Polyamory 101, you may remember that we ended with one of the biggest myths about this subject, which is that most people are well suited to polyamory. As we said, the research shows that only 4 to 5% of people who have tried to open up their relationships have actually done so successfully in their own eyes without doing harm to themselves, their primary partner, or their relationship. Only 4 to 5%. Human beings are wired for what we call monotropy, which is attachment to one particular attachment figure. When couples do not respect the primacy of their relationship, this creates incredible insecurity, instability, and trauma for them. But there are other myths about polyamory, besides the fact that most people are well suited to it, that are floating around out there, that are equally dangerous for couples. Starting with this one. Myth number 1, having multiple partners gives you more resources. On the surface, this idea may make logical sense. If you have more than one person you can rely on for emotional connection, financial support, and childcare, that would seem to be better than only one person, right? This is one of the reasons that people who practice non-hierarchical or egalitarian polyamory cite for having a polyamorous relationship, in which all parties have equal importance to one another in the relationship. In other words, there's no primary couple. Now, you might think that this is a nice philosophy. Having multiple partners is something that gives you more resources. But here's the truth. Humans never relate equally. We're always developing favorites, secrets, power plays, because fundamentally, we're self-serving. Thinking that you can create an egalitarian relationship with more than 2 people is like putting a big pile of cash in the center of town and saying, now everyone just take $100. Good luck with that. One of the things that 2 partners need to feel in order to feel emotionally safe with each other is the knowledge that they come first in each other's eyes. Attachment relationships are inherently dyadic in nature. That's 2 people. The polyamorous community that believes in egalitarian polyamory tries to ignore this facet of human nature. But the reality of the dyadic nature of committed intimate relationship has the weight of thousands of studies and decades of research behind it. Fundamentally, the inherently dyadic nature of intimate relationships is grounded in the fact that relationships aren't designed for the good times in life. They're for the horrible times, when you're at your worst, you're most vulnerable, you're feeling sad, demoralized, and in pain. That's when we need our partners the most. This is even more true if you have a family and children. You need to know who your go-to person is. Human beings need to know that their one special person will have their back at those times. Polyamorists tend to address this issue by saying more is better. In other words, having more people in the relationship to rely on actually lends itself to even more resources and an even greater sense of love and support. But because of monotropy, in the absence of this primary attachment, we suffer cognitive, social, and emotional problems. We all need a primary attachment. Polyamorists often present the solution that if you're in need and one of your partners isn't available or doesn't wish to deal with you because they are emotionally overloaded, they can always pass you off to the other partner. The problem is that people don't work like that. If your husband is overwhelmed with life and he doesn't want to deal with your biological children, good luck getting Bob to step in, especially when he has the afternoon scheduled with Susie. We need to know that there is someone who can respond to us consistently when we're in distress. The consistency is key. The times that you really need someone, sickness, job loss, death of a parent, isn't just a 5-minute, can you bring me over a cup of sugar? It's actually a long, grueling endeavor that without a committed partner, you're virtually guaranteed to be left high and dry. Polyamory myth number 2. You should focus on transcending your jealousy in order to have a polyamorous relationship. People assume that transcending jealousy is a necessary thing to do if you want to have a polyamorous relationship. They also promulgate transcending jealousy as a more sophisticated, evolved, and enlightened point of view of rising above the more base emotions. People practicing polyamory are encouraged to communicate their feelings of jealousy to the partner in question, but not to allow their jealousy to consume them. They're told to feel what is called compersion, or joy at seeing their partner experiencing satisfaction with another intimate partner. Compersion is something they're told to aspire to. I believe that polyamorists have a lot of ideas about what they think they should be able to do in relationships and what they think of as an enlightened relationship. But these ideas fly in the face of basic evolutionary and neurobiological science. Here's the truth. As I said to USA Today recently, telling someone to combat jealousy is a bit like telling them to step out of the window and combat the forces of gravity. Even the term jealousy, I believe, is a euphemism for a form of common sense that's telling you that you're being treated unfairly when your partner is involved emotionally, sexually, or financially with another person. In this sense, jealousy is treated as a personal failing rather than a sign of intelligence and maturity. This is ridiculous. According to evolutionary psychologist Dr. David Buss, quote, jealousy is considered to be a basic and necessary emotion for reaping the value inherent in high investment mating relationships, unquote. Jealousy is smart. Having a mate that's highly invested in your well-being and the well-being of your offspring is about the most valuable thing on the whole planet. The instinct to protect the exclusivity of your primary relationship at all costs has evolved over hundreds of thousands of years because it kept your ancestors alive. Telling someone not to feel jealousy, but rather to feel compersion when they see their partner with another partner is like telling someone to watch their car being stolen and feel joy that someone else is going to enjoy their car. One partner in the primary relationship often feels guilty that they feel jealous when their partner engages with someone else, and the first partner sees their jealousy as a shortcoming. But if this is you, you're falling into this myth. You're betraying your better judgment and your own sense of self-worth by trying to buy into this myth. Myth number 3. Being free in a polyamorous relationship means not letting yourself be restricted by your partner's needs. As I mentioned in my previous polyamory video, solo polyamorists do not believe in being committed in any way to any one partner beyond the immediate sexual or romantic encounter. They view any sort of responsibility to their partner to provide consistency, distress relief, nurturing, or support as a restriction on what they believe should be their total freedom to do as they please in the relationship. This is like saying, I can drive on any side of the road I want. I shouldn't have to worry about playing by anybody else's rules but my own. This is a very destructive approach to relating, both for the person who holds this position and for their partner. Human intimate relationships, by their very nature, cause us to form powerful attachments, People fall in love and go berserk in both delightful and crazy ways. The amount of havoc that this can wreak in your life is completely unpredictable. Solo polyamorists might say that they have an agreement with their partners that they're not going to get too far in emotionally with each other. But to think that you can decide that one of your partners isn't going to fall in love with you, want more time with you, get angry and jealous when you spend time with another lover, or just do all the crazy things that humans do, or that you're not going to do those things, is completely unrealistic. Fatal attraction, anyone? Many polyamorists value the idea of making agreements with each other about how they'll support each other in real practical ways. While this is noble in theory, I've seen over and over again that when the rubber meets the road, this becomes extremely difficult to do in a polyamorous relationship. For instance, if you're in a throuple, an egalitarian three-person relationship in which all three people have the same degree of importance to one another, and two partners are in a car accident at the same time, who do you go visit in the hospital first? What do you think the emotional impact is going to be on the person who you didn't go to first? It's a scary situation for that person. Then multiply this experience exponentially if you have children and the chaos of life occurring. Quite frankly, it all falls apart under the stress, demands, and responsibilities of modern life. Saying you want to do what you want to do without caring about the needs of others isn't the way humans work. Nobody's going to buy that, ultimately, unless they really don't care about you or themselves. If you're allowing yourself to jump into a relationship where your partner calls the shots and expects you to abide by their one-sided terms, it's going to be a crappy deal for you. If this is you, it's time to ask yourself, what are you doing to yourself? Is this polyamory thing some new, high-minded, more enlightened arrangement? Or am I actually selling myself out and picking up the crumbs? Now let's hear from you. Which of these myths that I discussed today did you believe before watching this video? Has this video changed your perspective on polyamory? If so, how? Leave me your comments below. I look forward to reading them and seeing you in the next video.